My name is Akandana Stella. I'm a student at Bishop's Girls School. I'm in Senior 4. I'm a participant under agriculture. I participated in the last innovation fair, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and innovation. I was one of those participants, by the way, that were ranked as the first ones in agriculture, and my project was making artificial colostrum, but using locally available materials, solving a problem of a cow giving birth to a calf, and later on suddenly it dies when the calf is still young. And so as a farmer, you do not have to leave that calf to die, because it can serve the same purpose as the cow was serving, or the mother, or even better than what the cow was doing, what was serving. So we thought about that challenge or that problem, and we thought of making artificial colostrum, which is so nutritious and is essential in the life or the health of a calf. So this time around, I am here still under agriculture, and we are making a mineral salt lick, which is a nutrient that is also efficient in the animals or in livestock. So this is aimed, or it is being focused on solving a problem. Like, I come from Kenshunga sub-county, that is in Ushele Town Council, Nyabushozi, Chuvula district. I found out that in most farmers in that area, or in this cattle corridor area, they only feed, or they only give their animals or their cows, they can be a cow, a goat, sheep, on only rock salt, that is ruabarire or echonde. So that ruabarire or echonde, it's all rock salt, it only contains sodium. And sodium, it is not the only material, or it's not the only nutrient that is needed for an animal, for the health of an animal. So we thought about how we can use the locally available materials that are in our community, or that are in our environment, that have nutrients that are needed by the body of an animal. Talk about iron, sodium, phosphates, phosphorus, and calcium. I used eggshells that contain calcium. I used termite soil that contains iron. I used common salt. I still used rock salt, which on both of those contain sodium, phosphorus, and phosphate. Then I continued, I used eggshells. Eggshells contain calcium, and all those come together and they form only what? They form a what? A mineral salt lick that can be licked by animals, so that they can attain that what? All those what? Nutrients in their body. And I also use the maize bran, or what we call chachu, that contains carbohydrates, and those carbohydrates are energy giving what? Feeds. And all these, when combined together, when they are in the body of an animal, they lead to a good health, and hence being productive in terms of milk and meat. And therefore, as all that is happening, in all that process, they are meeting the expectations of a farmer. A farmer who depends on milk to get school fees. A farmer who depends on meat to earn income, to earn a living, to improve on his or her standards of living. Last year, what happened? Most of the schools were not residing from where the innovation was being exhibited from. But now there has been a facilitation where all the schools that are going to participate in the exhibition or in this science fair are all going to be residing in that particular place, as what is happening right now. It's improving on the means of transport, because the other side it was going, coming back, and we tend to lose time. Then another thing, it was also kinda time consuming, yeah. But now we have all been given a timetable. You know that we are working at this time. We are doing all this at once, and somehow we are becoming flexible and swift for all that has brought us here. These competitions, first of all, there's something that I have learned from here. I understand it is a competition, but as you're competing, you're learning from one another. You're trying to exhibit, you're trying to feel that experience. We are all under the faculty of agriculture. What has my neighbor made? What have I made? And how are they different? You get what I'm saying? As they are judging us, the judges, they are asking us, how are you trying to innovate this for it to be ready for market? You understand what I'm
Last year you went out.
And last year even went out. We got an opportunity, and I was one of those people to go to a Colorado to exhibit what other scientists do and make. So we saw that, like, we made a step out of that box. We went outside and saw what other people can do. So it gave us some confidence that we can do what we do, or even much more better.
So my name is Trevor Robert. I have taken part in educating chemistry projects, and the main purpose of this innovation and fair is mainly to provide a platform for the runners to showcase the scientific knowledge they get in class, and come up with innovative skills to improve science, but also to develop in the learners that scientific attitude to come up with the problems and challenges they face in their society and how best they can solve them. I am happy that we have had a successful day. The learners really were presenting very well. We came up with good projects. We are very happy about the government of Uganda, the innovations they have put in place to come up with the new curriculum, which emphasizes hands-on. Because if we really study things without knowing how they can be handled experimentally, practically, then we are doing nothing. So we really thank the government of Uganda for coming up with this new curriculum, which will enable the young scientists to come up with good, innovative projects that will take Uganda to the highest level of understanding. The young scientists are coming up with good projects to do with environmental, climate change, to do with the economic part of the chemistry, to do with the biology concepts. So chemistry is now being broken down into something very simple, which really a younger scientist can come up with a very good project about soap, good project about making bricks using the waste materials from the environment. So chemistry is not seen as something which used to be very hard, because we deal with chemistry in our day life, and so younger scientists are coming up with good projects. It is not those days where chemistry was seen as an abstract subject. Scientists are now coming up with very, very good projects. So meaning that they have come up to understand the concept they learn in class, and they are putting into practice what they see actually learned in class. There is very, very great improvement compared to the fair which we had last year, and this year, day one, there is a very great improvement. Learners are coming up with new innovations, and we have seen that the improvement is being done. What they presented last year compared to what they have presented today, what we have seen, there is very, very great improvement. If improvement can be done year in, year out, then we expect to have a better Uganda and a better generation to come. Comparing what the children are going through and what we went through, we couldn't imagine that such innovations would come into place, because as you said, that the way we studied the chemistry and the way these children are studying it, and coming up with these projects now to showcase, the exposure is too high. The children nowadays are inquisitive to learn and find out what takes place in their societies, and so there is some kind of change. The things have changed, and the mode of teaching changed, and so children of these days are learning things better and in a good way. Children have come to participate, and they are eagerly waiting to get the results, which results will be fair, judged well, and we expect to have a successful day tomorrow. And it is my humble request that this fair and innovation competition continues even next year, so that these young scientists are brought up.
I'm Vin Laupen. I'm on the team of CECIMAT as an educator. I've come here to adjudicate for this activity here, and it is a very good activity. In fact, in the first place, I was impressed by the venue. I didn't know that this area is in Uganda. When I looked at the facility here, when you look at these structures, they look very well. And when we entered into the practical part of it, into this activity, the learners are doing very well. You could find the learner is having a project. The project is related exactly to what the learner is studying theoretically in a class. And this one is quite impressive. It means that now these learners, the coming Uganda will be having people who have hands-on, as the new curriculum is talking about. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking this opportunity now to urge all Ugandans to behave like this area MP, who is bringing all this much hand to make sure that the upcoming scientists from these young generations of Uganda can do exactly what they are doing. And I urge other MPs and the other political leaders in power to do like what this gentleman of Chiruhura is doing to make sure that science is promoted in Uganda in relation to all these facilities. If all these facilities are handed over to fellow Ugandans, I think we are the best in Africa. I didn't know that these facilities are in Uganda. I think it was like maybe in America. I used to pass around here without knowing that such a facility can be here in Uganda. But this is quite good. It is a promotion of science and technology with other innovations that the government of the Republic of Uganda is promoting. So I urge and call upon other Ugandans to promote and support this new curriculum that is in Uganda. Then we have learners who comes out from the institutions who have skills that they can go and do outside and benefit the country. Then we promote our Uganda. Now, the challenges we used to face, the most educationists you talk about the finance, the financial constraints. Yes, they are there. But in most of the things is lack of knowledge. The Baganda used to push up the slogan that Torimav, Mutagomav. It is true. The first challenge is understanding, knowledge. Do you have knowledge on something? Is the most, because all the knowledge, if you have knowledge, you must have injected some money which will cover now the challenge of money. Like now here, the learners, when they are performing the projects, you see they are having inadequate knowledge on it, which is a challenge. It means the people with skills which can promote now skills of learners in our communities are less. For example, in agriculture innovation, it means now extension workers are less to go and give such a community the knowledge and information about it. That is the first thing. Then two, the tools. We don't have tools which are enough. For example, you take like the message and extension services to the community that you plant maize, you plant pastures for the animals when they don't have tools. They don't have hoes, they don't have pangas. It is a very big challenge. Then you tell them that you do this and this at a large scale. They have never seen the tractor. They have never seen this modern irrigation skill. So the equipment to use in agriculture is a very big problem. Then the third one is like the reference. When you have abantu bakwegera kumanya ebintu harimo mu community yetu. For example, in Chiruhura here, if we have this institution, this facility that is currently coming up with an impression like this one, if it is having veterinary sector, now people for Chiruhura we'll have a reference to come and see how are the breeding of animals being done. Now such facilities are not there. Sometime back we used to go to stock farm in Marara. Now the facility is no longer performing better. So if this facility, Bwana Moderator, is well funded, it means now the community of Chirupira and Uganda at large, they will promote agriculture and come up. Then the first one is weather. This weather is hitting us seriously. I don't know whether it is a global warming. Bantu mwe noreba omushana gubire mwingi. Tukumanya n'embeera y'ensi ehindukireho. Now, that challenge is affecting us. But if such a facility is boosted in Chiruhura and Uganda at large, it means we are going to have the irrigation schemes like these Chinese I've seen. They are having now pipes all around here. They are irrigating now. The vegetation is green, as you can see. So if we put the same in cropping, in livestock, planting pastures, I think that challenge can be now no more.
My name is Dina Ayamsibe. I am an education officer.
You are the
education officer. So I work with the Ministry of Education and Sports and the field of education. I also work with SESEMAT. SESEMAT is science, secondary science and mathematics teachers program. That's a program that is towards supporting science and mathematics especially in secondary schools. So I work as a regional trainer for Tungamo region. So to work with the learners and energize these learners and see them bring out innovations, it gives me joy. I really want to see what learners have thought about, what creativity are they bringing. So I wanted to be here early and see how the setting is going to be, how the work is going to be. And again, of course, I have come with this team that is educating this program, and I am actually their team leader. So I needed to be here early to set the pace. Last year, I heard it was really massive, very many schools, but it was the first time, the first of its own kind, and there were no limitations here and there. Very many schools came up with many projects. People came here, educated for 2 days, and still the projects were not finished. Almost they needed another day. So I heard it was really massive, and when I heard about it, the team leader by that time last year was Madam Caroline Taliba. She's my mentor. She talked to me about what happened here, and I said, if it happens next time, I want to be there and see what those people are doing. I want to be there and see such kind of heart. I am also impressed about this MP who really thinks about science and technology. This is the way to go. This is the way to go, because if we innovate these things, it's going to help us. It's going to help us develop ourselves. When you hear about people's histories, like China, like Korea, you hear they were really underdeveloped. But because of such innovations, they have grown into the first world developed countries. And I think if we move in that way, Uganda is going higher. And I wish all other political leaders would pick a leaf from our honorable. So I would see learners, the impression they have the career, they are projecting in the future. And most of them are telling me we want to be doctors. And you would see that what they are innovating, most of them have even innovated medicine from locally available materials. So you see the learner's intuition into solving a problem of getting this high expensive medicine, yet it can be retrieved from our locally available materials like trees, shrubs. You see people are having turmeric, people are having omunyinya, people are having eucalyptus trees. These are all locally available and they can be used. These pharmacists develop this medicine from these locally available plants. So I really like the learners' minds to do that. and I was really actually impressed in the way they think about, I can do it.
About the event that have been here, this science fair. Yeah, it started yesterday with the turn-up of learners. This one means now the science in Uganda, people have the necessity of it. They want science because of the maybe the reducing resources. Learners came. When you look at these ones, some of them have gone for personal hygiene, but they came in number. Now, by today, the practical part of it, when we started it, if it is Chinese, we are impressed. We went to look at how these young Africans are performing some projects. Now they could go calling each other, you come and see how the young ones are doing the work. Yes, now the facilitators themselves, we are very happy to see now these whites are looking at this young generation are performing work. Bwana moderator, the activities for today, everyone enjoyed it. I wish this person go and spread the message to all MPs in the parliament that copy, imitate what I'm doing. They do everything he is doing in DC constituency to all constituencies in Uganda.